reservation app OpenTable. Well, he was one of the original founders of that. Now he's attempting to become the first person once again to sail. I don't think this is true. You sailed the figure eight. We're talking to Randall Reeves here. So it says here that you were the first to do the figure eight. Is that true?
Well, it will be true when I complete the loop, actually.
Okay, so you have to complete the loop. All right.
I have made one attempt at the figure eight voyage. I am one of two people who have tried it. So far, no one's actually completed
the full loop. What is the figure
loop.
Tell me what it is.
Sure. Figure eight voyage is my attempt to sail around the American continents and Antarctica all in one season alone. So okay. I'll leave from my home city of San Francisco, sail down to the bottom of the world, down to South America, make a hard left, sail all the way around the bottom, back to South America again, up the Atlantic, into the Arctic, through the Arctic, back down to San Francisco, all in 1 year. It's about 40,000 miles, all by myself.
It's like climbing Mount Everest, and people would say, why? Why do you do that?
Well, yeah, I've been doing this so long, it seems like perfectly natural, and so I would say, why not, right?
Why not, sure.
But I'm just in love with the ocean. I've been sailing since I was in high school. I learned very quickly that I enjoyed doing everything on the boat. I didn't want to share any of the tasks. So, you know, learning how to sail, using a sextant by the sun and the moon, learning how to make my own meals and bake bread and fix anything on the boat, that's just hugely fascinating to me. Spending long times on the ocean where there's just nobody else. It's just incredible.
How long a trip is it?
It'll take a full year.
Wow.
So I'll sail from San Francisco down around the bottom and up to Greenland, which will be my first stop, and that'll take about 10 months. Mm-hmm. From there, I'll proceed through the Arctic and back down to San Francisco, and that'll take another 2.
So there's a passageway through the Arctic that you can get around?
There is, yeah. It's called the Northwest Passage, explored back in the 1800s by the English, who never made it through. First time anyone went through was in 1904, a Norwegian named Roald Amundsen. And he was the first person. Since then, climate change has affected the Arctic such that it is open more frequently, but it is still very tricky.
Is Tierra del Fuego still the scariest spot? Where's the scariest spot?
To a sailor, we call Tierra del Fuego, we call it Cape Horn. And it is at 56 degrees south. It's the furthest south landmass before you get to Antarctica, and it is crazy down there. What's called the screaming 50s, because even in the summertime, you get winter-type storms every week, every month.
How do you deal with that? I mean, it's the thing about the ocean that scares me the most, and I've surfed most of my life and been in the ocean a lot, but not out in the middle of the ocean, where the waves seem to be relentless, especially in a storm.
Yeah, they are. They tend to do their own thing. It can be very challenging, but you get into a rhythm, and even when the weather gets heavy, it's come on slowly, and you can see the waves build slowly, and so it's still very frightening, right? When I was in the Indian Ocean between South Africa and Australia, I was in a big storm, and the boat got knocked down really, really hard, and broke a window, filled the boat with water, knocked out all of my electronics, all the electronics they use for navigation and communication with shore. Oh, so that was really challenging.
Back to the sextant, huh?
Back to the sextant, that's right.
Right.
And you know, and getting to the place where I could repair the boat was a long ways. My lovely wife called a friend of mine and says, "Can't he just call the Coast Guard?" Well, no, there's no Coast Guard down there. So it took a month actually to get to Hobart in Tasmania to make the repairs.
Now, I'm sure that you love to communicate with people who are following you online. How do you do that technologically?
I do. Telling the story kind of as it happens is almost as much fun as having the adventure. So I write and I take photos and I take videos of the action from sea and send it back on what we call fleet broadband, which to a land person would be dead slow. It's like 1 megabyte per minute of upload speed. So, but to us sailors, that's really fast. The fact that we can do it at all is great, but it's very expensive. So I've just launched a GoFundMe campaign to help defray some of the costs of the upload of satellite from sea. I bought the boat and I bought the food, and I'm going to do the voyage. But if I could get a little help with the satellite stuff,
yeah,
that'd be great.
That'd be great to follow you that way. Are you impressed, or are you at least moved by the fact that Robert Redford did a movie about you?
Yeah. Well, I certainly hope that wasn't me, but thank you.
That movie was really interesting, but you know, it just showed you a little bit of the struggles that a man can have.
Yeah, it did that, didn't it? Yeah. And things can compound like that if one isn't careful.
Yeah, yeah.
That was an interesting movie in that way. Yeah.
Well, Randall, it's a pleasure having you here. Hopefully, we'll see you after the voyage, and we'll check it out. We'll follow you from time to time, and try to see what you're up to. Okay?
Thank you.
When do you start?
I start at the end of September.
Okay.
And figure8.voyage, Voyage.com is my website. So
all right, we'll connect on KUSI.com to your website there. Bon voyage, as
Lovely.
they say.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
All right, the U.S. Sand Sculpting Challenge begins this week. That's something that happens on shore, not in the ocean. Ali Wagner's live downtown with a preview.